Yay! I'm so excited. Okay, so we have my amazing, incredible, fabulous, and fierce, and I'm awesome client Jocelyn here. Jocelyn, thanks so much for coming on. Before we kind of dive into the nitty gritty of what you do and who you are, and kind of talk about the journey that you took when working together, I want you to give like just a snippet of like a result, like the best result you had while working together. And then we'll get into some background information.
Okay. Well, it's definitely hard to narrow it down to one, but I think if I had to like summarize like one thing, it would be that the confidence to sell at the value that I'm worth, I think
Yes.
would be like,
Which I love that. Like that is so important, which has allowed you, oh my gosh. So like, we'll give a little bit of a sneak peek. You have like an 87% close rate right now, right? Like
83%, something high.
83% close rate. And you sign 9 clients in 1 month, because of that confidence, that internal like shift of like, boom, this is what I do. And here's how I can support you. Okay, tell everybody like what you do and what you're expanding into, because I know we've like when working together, we made some shifts in your business to not only be the photography world, but kind of expanding into coaching as well. So tell people about
That's right. Yeah, so I am a brand photographer and brand strategist. The brand strategy coaching piece is the newer piece, but it's something that I've been including in my photography services for like almost 2 years now. So I really saw this need for more clarity on their brand before heading into a photo shoot. So even though I've been a photographer for over a decade, it's only been the last couple of years that I've really niched down to brand photography, and then really identified that not only do my brand photography clients need the support with brand clarity, but it's actually for people who, I can't actually connect to in person doing photography. They have these same issues with brand clarity.
Mm-hmm.
So when we connected, that's when I had just started to like expand into the coaching realm to try and get people to see me as a brand strategist, not just a brand photographer. And I was hitting this wall a little bit with how do I actually communicate what I do? How do I get people to know that that's how I can help them, like isolated from the photography piece?
Yeah.
So I think I'm a little bit unique in that I do have 2 very specific product funnels. And that was like coming on board with you. That was like the very first thing I addressed. I was like, how the heck do I do this with 2 very distinct
and the beautiful thing is now you have multiple streams of income that you're really confident in. You've got your photography where you're doing in-person stuff, online stuff, etc., and you've got an online business. So you are essentially set because now you have all of the skills to do that. Okay, tell me how you found me. So like what drew you to book a call with me, to get on the phone with me, to message me and talk to me about working together? I want to hear your journey in finding me.
So I think you popped up on Facebook somewhere. I had been like on the journey to find a coach probably for all of like for the first half of 2020. I knew it was like something I was being called to do. I'm not very good at asking for help, but I was getting this nudge that like, you need to look outside of yourself to get the push. You need to get to this next place that you can get to, but there's a lack in like, how do I get from here to there?
Yeah, just a lack of knowledge. And that happens a lot. It's almost like when people come to me, it's like the gears of a clock. People have pieces of the clock. They have pieces of the gears, but they don't have all the moving pieces that actually allow business to feel easy and fun and flowy. And like, yeah, of course I have an 83% close rate and sign 9 clients in a month. Like that is definitely, I'm so glad that you came to that awareness standpoint, because it's like, oh, I do need help. And it's okay to ask for help. I mean, I'm constantly working with coaches and constantly bettering myself and growing myself.
For sure. Yeah. So I think you popped up like in an ad or something came up and you were advertising for your challenge. So your 6-figure
6-month challenge.
Yes.
Oh, that's such a good one. I'm actually running it again soon.
Yeah. So that was like after day 1 of that challenge, I was like, hell yes. Like, this is exactly the balance between like mindset and strategy I've been looking for, because there were other coaches and other people that were very strategy based, which I thought was great, but I knew I'm very self-aware. So I knew that there was deeper blocks happening. And I was like, how do I find somebody that can help me address the mindset stuff combined with like actually how to go from here to there. So right away in that challenge, like I had massive breakthroughs in like the first day. Yeah, so that was like
I love that. And you're so right though, because there are people who do both, but the more I've been in this industry, the more I have found that I'm actually really unique in the skills that I have and the knowledge that I have when it comes to the mind mastery and the strategy. Yeah. And so you're exactly right. We need to have both to be extremely, extremely successful. And I mean, that's probably why you were able to scale so quickly as well.
Yeah, it was awesome. So that's how I found you, with the challenge. And then I did jump on your call to see, you know, what you recommended as like next steps. So like, here are the things that I recommend that you focus on. And then it was like a no brainer for me at that point, because I had already seen the impact that what you were teaching was going to have for me and my business. So for me, it was like the investment portion didn't matter to me at that point, because I was like, I'm willing to do what I'm never going to go the next level if I don't actually invest in myself to do the thing that I can't really do on my own right now. So that's when I was just like, yeah, let's do it.
I love that. So you knew instantly after watching a video, after partaking in a challenge of mine, you're like, hell yes, I love this girl. Thank you.
Yes.
I love this girl. I'm in. I could definitely see the results and how that's going to come together. Can you tell people, like, what is your favorite thing about the 6-Figure Consistent Cash Flow program, as well as just working with me? What was your favorite thing about that?
So the program itself, I really liked like the volume of content that's included. So
there's like a whole
like a lot. But also because of the way that you structure it, it allows for the time to actually learn and execute. So it's not this like sit back, just like absorb all the information, read everything, and then at the end you're left with like, okay, but how do I actually like apply this?
Yes.
The entire time is like read this thing, learn this concept, and then apply it like today. And that's what I needed. Like I needed something that was like, take this concept, apply it. What are you stuck on? I'm going to help you move forward. And that's what like the group coaching element, obviously, like having your hands on the areas where I was stuck was a huge, huge advantage. Something that you just don't get when you just do like an online course. Like it is. Yeah.
That's what
it is that additional value that makes it worth it.
The hybrid opportunity, right? So we're able to do the mind shift work. We're able to do that change work. We're able to do the strategy, and then also just the accountability. Like, you know, I always tell, you know, my clients, and you were just such a good person in doing this, is I say, you know, hey, I can't read your mind. So like, if something's going on for you, if you are struggling, you just have to tell me. And then I'm there every step of the way to actually support you to that bigger vision, which I know you had a huge vision, and you played 110% full out. And so like, I am not surprised at all the success that you saw. Absolutely incredible. Anyways, I just had to share that. So like, I applaud you, and like, it makes so much sense, like how much success you saw so quickly, because you were just willing and ready to do the work. And you're like, all right, Brooke, I'm listening. You tell me what to do. I'm good to go. I'm going to do the work, which is absolutely where people need to be.
And it's on that point, I feel like it's funny that you say that, because I actually feel like I could have done even more. So the fact that I saw like as many, or like the biggest results that I did see with like what I believe to be like a modest amount of effort. Like I think I put in the effort, of course, because you have to do the work to see the results, but there's even that much more I could have done, and I would have seen even more results. Right. So like what you put into it is absolutely what you get out of it. And I think, I don't know, the accountability.
Let's like talk about some of these results, right? So you increased your close rate with your sales to 83%, which is an incredible, fabulous close rate. I think you said you booked like 15 calls in like 1 month. So anyways, what I was talking about before the internet decided to go kaput for a minute and poop out on me was your results, right? So we were talking about like how you put in what you wanted to and you did the work and it worked. And like you said, you're like, hey, I could have done even more, or I probably could have even, you're noticing the things that you could have shifted or changed, or these little tiny shifts that you could do to make your results even better. But with the results we're talking about, you were able to actually increase your close rate to an 83% sales close rate, which is amazing. People were saying yes to you again and again and again and again. And I think like that 1 month you booked like 15 calls.
Yeah, that's like, so I was obviously like shifting my focus to realize, where my success is, like what was working for me, and booking calls in my business, like both for the photography and the coaching, like that is what works for me. So by shifting the focus to like actually selling the call so that I could actually talk to people about what they need was like a huge game changer for me, because in the first few months of working together and getting that momentum, I think I booked like almost 15 calls within the first few months. But then that last month, because I was like, yes, this is what works for me, I was able to book 15 calls like in the 1 month and then close at like 83%. So
you know what's so cool is I remember even when we first started together, because of the strategies that you implemented right away, you went in, I think you had your best month at the time when you said yes to working together. And then you came in and you were like, well, now I just had my best month again. And then we just like, it was a best month, the best month, the best month, the best month, which is just so freaking exciting and absolutely incredible. Okay, do you have any other favorite things that you have not mentioned about the program or working with me specifically?
Well, working with you specifically was just, like I said, like when I did the challenge with you, I really loved your approach. I think the fact that you come at everything from like a positive standpoint and like you have that great like energy about you, like that to me was like, this is somebody I want to spend like, 6 or 12 weeks with, you know what I mean? Like this is like who oh no, my camera.
Whatever, however long it is, I want to spend.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, yes, like this is somebody I want to learn from and I want to like be around that energy. So yeah, like the other thing I love about you that, I mean, it's like, obviously you have to find somebody that really like resonates with you and that like you feel like a connection to, but like, I love that you're like me in the sense where you're like, I'm not just going to let things slide. Like I also am going to hold you accountable. So you're always going to be like on our side, but you're also like, look, you're not getting this done. Like what's going on? Like, and actually being that accountability.
Like I'm not just your yes man, right? Like I'm not just here to be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Like if there's something that's not leading you to the direction you want to go to, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say, hey, this isn't working. Like what's going on here? Like and actually navigate with you. And I think that that's so important to mention because there are a lot of coaches out there who don't do things like that, who are just like, okay, you're not doing the work, no problem. And they don't really say anything about it. Or they're like, okay, you're not getting the results you want. Okay, like no problem. And they don't actually kind of navigate, well, what's actually going on here so we can actually fix the situation to get you to where you want to go.
It's like I didn't need just like a cheerleader, like I actually needed a coach too, like, so I think that's like the big difference there.
Love it. Okay, tell someone, if someone was thinking about working with me or thinking about 6-figure consistent cash flow, what would you say to them?
Just do it. It's totally worth the investment. If you can truly commit to showing up and learning and like being open to looking at things a different way, like you'll make your money back in no time. Like it's not like it's just a no-brainer. Like you can actually see on my like bookkeeping software, like the month that I invested in the program, like my expenses are like this big. Do you know what I mean? So the month that I like literally spent the most I've ever spent in my business is also the month where everything shifted and now my income's like this. So like, I don't think that's a coincidence. So
well, again, you got the pieces of the clock that were missing to allow the gears to slowly move, which is amazing. Okay. That is so awesome. Thank you so much for saying all of
You're
these amazing,
welcome.
incredible things. You are absolutely phenomenal. And I love the work you do with your clients. It's just incredible to see your growth. Honestly, it was a pleasure seeing your face every single week and just getting to know you on a whole different level. Why don't you just kind of wrap up with telling people where they can find more about you and what you do? And ideally, you'll come back into and put all of your links and everything too so people
Sure.
can see that.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm primarily on Instagram. So at Jocelyn Phillips Branding. Phillips is with two L's. And then, yeah, on Facebook, Jocelyn Phillips, although apparently I'm very difficult to find on Facebook, but Jocelyn Phillips Branding on there as well. Everything's the same at Jocelyn Phillips Branding. Yeah, and I solo entrepreneurs are my jam. People who want to learn how to communicate their brand and their business in a visual, compelling way that draws in like dream customers. Like that's what I specialize in. So yeah, I would love to be connected to more solo entrepreneurs, and that's where people can find me.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and congratulations with all of the incredible, fabulous success that you've achieved so far. I can't wait to see what you do with your business in the next year.
Thanks, Brooke.